Okay, so next, and the final and most exciting thing, at least from my perspective, it has to be Composio. So Composio is really starting to help me out a lot. All right, yeah, so let's do that. Let's connect up a Composio stack. So right now I will show if you're, again, I guess this could be done in ChatGPT or other, but I don't know. But here we're, as you can see, directly building out an agent that will do all this. So Composio, what I will show now, Composio allows us to make our agent an executor of steps, of tasks, of things inside of our different platforms. So it is really a diverse set of platforms that Composio now supports. There's other companies that are also doing this now. But essentially, they just handle that auth layer and the kind of the sync layer that then allows us to be like, yeah, so add all these issues to my Jira or call these, like we're able to be very directive driven, just like we would be talking to a human assistant and explaining to them how it is that we need to extend our capabilities or our whatever we need done. So Composio is going to give us that capability. So check it out. Can you connect your credential as usual? So obviously you need to do the credential parts for this. So this is an advanced kind of video, or if you're basically brand new, you can just do these services and of course there's some learning curve, usually to some here and there, but Pinecone is incredibly easy and intuitive to use. And once you just really know where everything is in the dashboard and able to and know obviously how to send data in and out, which Flowise makes completely seamless. So I have now in Composio done a bunch of auth connections where you go to their service. It's outside the full scope of this video, but we are able to pick from a list of their predefined services. And each of those services is essentially like having then auth access into that service API. So like Gmail has 30 actions, they call them, that are available. So you can do these action parameter things, and you can do things like whatever it may be, create posts, create email drafts, fetch emails, fetch calendar items, add calendar item. And the list is, it's huge. There's both like personal services are mostly all covered, many professional services. Why this is important? Because as time goes now, we are going to be going through a different experience on the web. Meaning more of the web is going to be surfed by these things, and then we're going to get there. Okay, sir, or here I delivered your whatever you wanted in this complex, crazy way because it's an agent. We're able to then not spend so much time on GUI based things, right? Because GUI, everything we're looking at now, that's been built for us. But the AI, whatever form or advanced or this or that, it is not truly looking at that ever. It's actually pulling the entire HTML object of the page or performing various, but we're not, unless you're asking it to employ service of being able to view a page and then analyze what, of course, that it can do. But for the most part, we're building here, figuring out what it is that we're going to want to do still in our Gmails, in our Jiras, in our Notions, whatever, right? In our Microsoft Teams, there's every kind of service. So think of whatever it is that you find yourself you're doing that and you're missing out on the things that you do want to be doing or should be doing, like with all these potentials. But the idea here is that it's inevitable, absolutely inevitable. So if you're resistant to this, oh my God, it's not going to happen, screw this. No, sure, there probably is going to be some medium ground. It's not going to be insane, but it's inevitable to say at least that some of these actions for sure will be done by things like this, unless you somehow completely opt out. If Facebook has a pre-answer action, I'm not saying that's just totally random, or a pre-automatic response sender. that in and of itself can be an agentic action because it's such a simple, well, you still have to evaluate something, then produce like generate data over it. Composio is allowing us to experience what it is that I want to be doing in Jira and Gmail now and not. And it's not seamless or perfect yet, but it is one of the first steps, and the companies like it that are now connecting agents to this layer seamlessly, right? Whoever does it best, I think, and whoever truly just, crushes it right now, that's going to be a big business. So I'm definitely a huge proponent of being able to natively give access to, not through, because custom tools are fine for like a data API from LinkedIn, right? That's a different thing. You're not gonna, but when we're talking about our like 30 actions in email, create email draft, add, edit, whatever your system is, you essentially can teach one of these things to do that exact workflow and remain cohesive, if that makes sense, within that platform, which is insane. So anyways, Composio allows us to do a lot. So these nodes function, they're brand new. They function a little bit differently, just in that the same. Within them, these things need to be refreshed frequently. Otherwise, you're going to get the error that's, For example, I'm going to, for this agent, specifically, I want him, wow, that's crazy. What am I even saying? I want it, because it's via, it's not even, whatever, you get what I'm saying. I think the type of gender things here with agents, truly, it's innate, right? It's a machine, it's an algorithm. It's just an algorithm. Is it? Is that what it said? Okay, I want it to do just certain email actions. And for that, I see again, so when it says that, just make sure if you're just starting to work with Composio, which I know a lot of people are, do your refreshes. Very obvious, honestly, not super complex. Now, this, of course, as long as this works, when you are, again, we're not going to go into deep detail of this here, but when you're in the Composio dashboard, there is a playground for every single one of these calls. So if you're having issues on the Composio side right now, I 100% hear you, because believe me, I'm still perplexed, like Jira, if I want my bot to be a true Jira bot and just be able to do their everything, how is that going to fit? Because Jira is 359 available actions, right? So some of these APIs that are especially more professional, think about it. If you have a human operating in those APIs on Atlassian and stuff like that, that's a lot of people doing that, right? So we then have to start thinking about similar things for the agents, right? How much should the agent handle? Is it totally localized and T-specialist and just specific and we're super microservices out, or are we monolithically connected somehow? But for now, we're able to, so Composio first sync, it's all no code there. So your Auth is dashboard, you log in, you get a free account, amazing stuff right off the bat. And you start syncing your services. So as soon as the connection is done there, you then get to use the node inside of Flowise. And I think they now integrate with other builders. So whatever, again, Canvas-based system you're using, just you can pull it up, hopefully. So Gmail is connected. Again, API, sir. Myself now forgetting. So I'm going to say refresh. Okay. The way that Composio works, they authorize that API use, but we still, as developers, as creators of this, as agent, whatever, right? We are still responsible really for ensuring that our agent can truly understand and have like a native experience with this API. Because things emerge in it where you have a lot of params, again, using Jira as an example. As Jira, if you are a Jira person or Confluence or basically anything Atlassian, it's a lot. We have everything we need. I've spent 7 years of my life there solid now, and I'm a huge fan. I still use it, but it's a lot of stuff to manage. In Gmail's case, it's not, it's less, right? But you have to, again, back to what we were just talking about, decide or start at least getting experience with which of these actions do you never as a human want to do, for example, right? If it's just never deal with email, just completely, here, just click, you add the ones, it's fetch emails and then create email, or no, send email. So send email is, Gmail send email. So can an agent now do full boom, just retrieve and push? I had issues with retrieval, even a small inbox with fetch. No, it's not seamless. And just like I was saying, with Jira, there's a lot of parameters. Some of these are, with Jira, there are a lot of parameters. Some of these have parameters. So we still, as developers, have to provide the understanding and ensure that, so I'm doing it for our testing purposes inside of me as a developer talking to my personal assistant. But for full product, you'll see how these things can be optimized and hidden away and made into like these hard-coded prependers, appenders, all that stuff. It's not perfectly seamless yet, at least from my experience. And I've now connected over 30 or so accounts in Composio. I'm in there.